ABC Sports. And then later, like, seeing how he conducted himself and, like, kept his cool in, like, tough situations, he ended up working as the head of ABC programming. Of course, like, a big highlight there for Pierre PhD is, I don't know if we talk about it much, but, like, on this stream, but, like, a big highlight for Pierre PhD is his handling of Twin Peaks.
And if you're a fan of Twin Peaks, you're wondering, what did he do wrong?
Yeah, so...
this is not the Showtime
version,
this is the ABC version.
Yeah, the original series. And,
the first 2 seasons, yeah.
And, like, Twin Peaks got huge amounts of praise when it came out. Like, it got respect from Hollywood. It got respect from directors like Steven Spielberg and George Lucas at the time. And it helped, like, him build connections.
Book, yeah.
And, like, yeah, it was, like, a really big deal. But then, like, you know, maybe...
He was responsible for it being on the air. He's also responsible for why it's not on the air.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
And then, like, also, like, with his, like, you know, with that working as a strategy for him, like, being bold, making bold decisions, he went on to make some other things after that, including, like, Cop Rock, which was, like, a cop musical and stuff like that, which, like, a lot of people hated. And also NYPD Blue, you could read about the stories behind that. And then also Drew Carey show, that's a favorite of mine.
Yeah.
I've never talked about that on the stream.
He doesn't remember.
That's
he
where
didn't
they were
remember it was in the
itself.
book.
I didn't remember it was in the book, and I love Drew Carey.
It's only a line. I don't even know he's responsible for it, but like he mentioned, like it was like one of the standout shows that you could remember. I guess
I do remember that. I remember Michael Eisner having no idea what Whose Line Is It Anyway was. I remember hearing that back in the day.
I like they would have a Drew Carey show on in the parks even.
Yeah, and like
dangerous.
Like they were launching like some Drew Carey show stuff in the parks.
You can't see Drew Carey.
And Michael Eisner was meeting them. He's like, "Who are you guys again?" It's like we're launching stuff in your parks, and like
they even showed up in Superstar Limo for promotion stuff.
Yeah. There's like a fun footage that we saw in like a Defunctland episode.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Defunctland.
Yeah.
Where like you know they're way more popular than us, but like yeah, everybody should watch Defunctland.
Yeah.
Very good coverage of like defunct Disney theme park attractions and whatnot and beyond.
Huh.
And in their episode on Superstar Limo, you actually saw footage of like Drew Carey and like Drew Carey show cast members promoting Superstar Limo in the theme parks and stuff in promotional footage, and it was very, very funny. Check out the Superstar Limo episode of Defunctland. Yeah. Let me see what else. And then ABC, of course, got acquired by Capital Cities, which. If you're interested in the business world, they had really great leadership, according to people like Warren Buffett, and that alone was like a big selling point for Warren Buffett to make a big investment in Capital Cities. So like when that happened, that was like a big deal in the investing world.
I mean, later on he would invest in Disney, right? Or was he already doing it?
Yeah, when Disney would end up acquiring ABC Capital Cities, Warren Buffett was present, and like he makes a cameo in this book with so like I feel it's almost as if like as a character. It's almost as if there's like a moment where like there's Michael Eisner standing there, and then like Bob Iger standing there. And then Warren Buffett is standing there. And I don't know why I pictured it in a parking lot for some reason. I forget why. But, yeah, so they're all... I don't know why exactly.
Oh, like
just
King of the Hill? Or...
Yeah, I don't know. King of the Hill or something yep. But, yeah. So that's like this meeting of worlds. And, like, also I'm working my way through Warren Buffett's biography, The Snowball, also, so you can keep an eye out for that, too.
Yeah.
And I don't know, this book was much easier to read than The Snowball, so I got through this book a lot faster.
It's a very easy book to read. He doesn't write anything too long.
Yeah,
nothing overstays his welcome in the book.
Yeah, they made it a very readable book. I mean, I think also for
like a lot of the notes we have on here, most of it he only talks about for like one sentence.
Yeah, I do wonder like how much of that is because like the core audience for a lot of this stuff might be older people.
It could be younger people too.
It also could be younger people.
Yeah.
It could also be people interested in Disney who are younger people. It could also be people who are business people who just don't have a lot of time. They're like, I just want to know the gist of it here, Bob.
Yeah.
So, like, don't waste my time here.
Yeah.
You know, like how CEOs read executive summaries of reports and stuff, like whole prospectuses of, like, companies' backgrounds and stuff like that. So yeah, they're very respectful of your time.
Like, cover, like, the highlights. So some stuff here, like, they'll just be there just because, like, someone's going to ask about it, yeah.
Right. So, yeah, and it also makes sure they don't overstate things and, like get into so many details that, like, they have to approve everything, and then they actually get themselves in hot water because it is a living company that, like...
Some of the stuff that is in the book, you're wondering whatever,
You're wondering, like, okay, how many details are they leaving out and all that? Yeah. So that's going to come with the territory.
Or maybe there's, like, legal stuff,
Yeah, or, like, hey, Bob, you can't publish that or whatever. And it's like, okay, let's just keep this short. So, and Disney's kind of notorious for... like being very stringent and like it's a publicly traded company.
Was he still CEO at the time, or was it after he left?
Let me see. This was 2019, and 2019. Let's see, Bob Iger, Fox.
When did he leave?
Walt Disney Company. In 2019, it releases.
Oh, it was before he retired.
And then September 2019, he released his memoir. In 2020, he announced his intention to retire. And then February 25th of 2020, wow, what timing is that? February 25th, 2020, he announced the board of directors named Bob Chapek as CEO. And then in April, the board extended Iger's mandate until 2021 due to COVID-19. And then...
I always found that was a little fishy.
Yeah, honestly. So that's always weird. I don't know. I mean, they already knew COVID was happening in Asia by that point.
Yeah, I know.
So
way before in 2019.
But, like, I guess a lot of these things happen slowly. But
I don't know if they could have done anything about it if people would have listened, because people did end up listening anyway. But
who knows? Not me. Above my pay grade.
Yeah.
And then July 12th, 2023, Iger and Disney extend the contract until 2026. So he's back.
I'm back, baby.
What is that from again?
It's like George Costanza or something.
I'm back, baby. Didn't you leave, George? George Costanza. We love referencing Seinfeld, even though
it's a problematic show.
It's a problematic show, and it's really old too. And people on YouTube and Twitch probably don't even. They get the goofy little memes, but like they don't actually watch the show. We barely watch the show at this point.
Yeah.
And then ABC got acquired. ABC Capital Cities got acquired by Disney, and is
there anything you want to talk about with the acquisitions, just so like it's more natural than like just going for the timeline? Because we don't really need to go for the timeline.
Well, what kind of stuff? Like
I guess Black Panther.
Okay, stuff like that. I want to say something about the Disney merger, I guess.
Okay, go ahead, yeah.
I guess, like, what do I want to say about that?
I don't know if we talked much about it, but also, like, I don't think he was CEO at the time, but, like, it wasn't a big deal at the time, I think. I don't think it really blew Disney away that they bought ABC other than, like, its history with the Disney company.
Yeah,
it wasn't, like, Marvel or something as big as that.
I guess, like, the main thing about that is this transition of this succession from Michael Eisner to Iger. Yeah. And, like, there's a whole sequence of events that happens then that's, like, so complicated that, like, it's impossible to repeat right now. But, like, it's very interesting how that plays out. And how, like, they portray Iger as, like, trying to play his hand properly, where he's, like, I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but also, like, if this can happen, I would like it to. But, like, I don't want to, like, offend people or like hurt people's feelings in a terrible way or anything like that.
He wanted to
intentionally or anything. And at the end he says like, we got to figure out something to do with this that's like really bold and like new, and like why not do Black Panther as a movie and like have like great Black American.
That was the main thing I remember from it, and you mentioned it. I was like, he was like, yeah, that was the Twin Peaks of Marvel for him.
Yeah, and he talks about it in the book, and he says he's very proud of it, and he has a whole letter he addresses to his employees and all that.
He's very proud of Captain Marvel also.
I'm very proud of Captain Marvel as well. So, I mean, people said it couldn't be done in theaters. They did it in theaters. He sends a whole letter to his company, so it's very exciting for him.
That said, there's no more Captain Marvel films, and even though the Acolyte was a success, like they're not continuing with that series despite its cliffhanger.
I mean, it's very. I feel like the Disney company is in a very different position now. With like instead of
the world's in a
things
different
growing,
position now, I guess.
The world's in a different position now. Now, like the little kids are running the kindergarten or whatever, like a little bit.
Also, yeah, there's still probably in danger of a lot of hostile takeovers now compared to like before.
That literally almost
even
happened.
Like they're a ridiculously expensive and powerful company.
Yeah, that literally almost happened recently, right? Like there was a private equity investor that wanted to like hostily take over Disney and probably like sell it part and parcel up for like cash or whatever. But like yeah, because of like the
I think the main thing was that they wanted to sell like ESPN, which wasn't profitable.
But
would have been approved.
Yeah, but like yeah, they gotta. Because they built such good relationships with people like George Lucas and Lorene Powell Jobs and whatnot, like they were able to get enough shareholders to prevent the hostile takeover. That would have been a very, very different timeline if that happened, you know?
I mean...
That was recent.
I still would have preferred if Comcast had bought Fox. Yeah. Just because like I felt like Disney is way too powerful for the one industry,
That's the Disney acquisition of Fox. I meant like the private equity investor taking over Disney.
Yeah, no, I mean like Comcast having bought Fox, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're talking about... Okay, yeah, gotcha. And then after Marvel, there was the Star Wars acquisition, the Lucasfilm acquisition, and yeah, they had like an ongoing relationship since like ABC programming, because like... Yeah, like I think that like after Twin Peaks, like he got the attention of Spielberg and Lucas.
And I think Pixar was also part of partially like it was originally a Lucas Skywalker Ranch brand and stuff.
Yeah, Pixar was under ILM before.
Yeah,
and also Pixar was also under Steve Jobs, of course.
Yeah,
and so it's all tying together.
Yeah,
and then let me see, Lucasfilm. And then, like, George Lucas had an ongoing relationship with Bob Iger because of Young Indie.
I remember that. I was about to say that. I just remember that right now. Yeah.
So yeah.
So that was on ABC way back in the day.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the series didn't do well, but like I think George Lucas still appreciated the gesture.
Yeah.
And and then. So
And ABC didn't do well.
But then George Lucas was really hesitating in selling